Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we have the first official Function Junction video. Function Junction is a community call focused around Parallel's gameplay and gaming side instead of all the NFTs and all the, everything else. It is mainly focused on gaming, and of course we don't have the game out now, but we do have a lot of cards, a lot of factions, and a lot of fun when talking about the gameplay side of Parallel. This video is a lot more improv. It's gonna be going over what we talked about with the community yesterday on Junction Function. Every weekday, or every Friday or Saturday, depends on if there is something major going on. 5 p.m. EST around. Everything will be, talked to in the Discord, communicated with about the time, the hour, and the day. Every week, especially now with Prime Proposal coming up, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. And let's get into today's topic, which was Planetfall and function creation. So with the community, we thought about creating some functions and trying to think of some functions that could be and exist in Planetfall, which is the first expansion pack for Parallel. And of course, all of this is fan made. It was just to, it's a community bonding experience, and I think it was great. So the first one was collateral. For the Markolian, and this keyword says that when this unit deals damage to an enemy unit, deal 1 damage to a random enemy adjacent unit. So basically, you would imagine that the Markolians want to go in, want to deal a lot of damage very quickly. So if they have the collateral, if you defend versus it, they would deal 1 extra damage to one of your 2 random, one of your 2 adjacent units, and it works very nice to push the lead, push that advantage. Really like it as the theme of the Planetfall and the invasion. After that, we have the Shroud with the distorted keyword. When you retrieve this unit, it has double the stats but gets wasted on your second end step. Retrieve is when a unit comes out of the singularity, and basically we wanted to make a keyword for the Shroud that would feel like they would put units from other parallels when they go invade Earth and they go invade the other home planets. They would put them in the singularity, and then they would use them back, and they would be corrupted, they would be distorted, and they would be they would be unstable. They wouldn't be able to live for too long. So basically, an advantage. Basically the units. Basically, you have the units coming out of the singularity with distorted with some sort of effect. We're not sure yet, but we would have some way of progging, maybe a relic that gives distorted to all the units coming out of the singularity or whatever, something along those lines. I mean, this was all very impromptu, and it was very quickly put up, so this is, not balanced. It was just a fun thing we did with the community. Then we have Harmony, which is for the Cathari meta regulars, kind of like dream keyword. He was like, he really loved the theme with this one, and I really love it as well. Basically, Harmony, each clone with Harmony gains the same keywords, and we have an example: Siege clone, Harmony, battle ready. So it would give all your clones with Harmony battle ready. So Harmony works very nicely because it basically tells you that you need to have clones since you're with the Cathari, and you need those clones to have keywords and harmony so you can utilize them even better and amass an army, a swarm that would then have a ton and ton of keywords that your opponent must find a way to stop them, or they just go out of control. And I really love it. I think this is such a beautiful example of Cathari and how they can feel. Next up, we have Perseverance for the Earthen. Basically, instead of wasting this unit, transform it to a 0-1 with Pacifist, give adjacent units +1/+1, making the Earthen units even more sticky on the board, making it so that they cannot be targeted except for effects, and since they're staying on the board, they buff up the rest of the units beside them. I think it's a great little trick. Maybe Perseverance could, work somehow else. Maybe we call Perseverance 2 and we give +2/+2. But I think this is a very nice little advantage you would want for the Earth, and since they really want to build that board and have more units on it and win through just amassing a huge lead over time. And then for the Ogen core, Mick really loved the idea he's like an Ogegon fanatic, and he really loved the idea that they really want to draw cards, and went with the theme that they would go over to Earth, try to research it, get every single material and mineral they can get, and get the priming, maybe the energy from that. So research X, if you draw X cards, activate my effect. It's very simple, very straightforward. I think it really suits the Ogen core, since they really want to play upgrades, draw cards, and have a lot of that type of play. So it really, really fits nicely. Alright, sorry. The next one is Conquesting Relics. Bill was the one that kind of came up with this idea of maybe there were this turn one plays thematic to to a specific parallel, that they could use it to get some sort of advantage. So let me focus up and tell you exactly what I mean. These are 1 energy cost relics that are universal, that can be used for any single parallel, so you can have a lot of interesting combos. They are basically a mini representation of the parallel and the ways it tries to win. So for example, maybe the Markolians would have, if a unit deals damage to the opponent's health, deal 1 extra damage. Maybe you would have that, and you would put that on Cathari instead of having it only be a Markolian relic. And the cool thing about this, the Conquesting Relics, is that if you have a Conquesting Relic in your deck, you have it in your opening hand. So in theory, you could have 5 Conquesting Relics, and you would have all 5 of them in your opening hand, which would be very funny, and you could mulligan whichever one you wanted, and I think it would be a very interesting, very fun. I've really loved this specific idea. Of course, I love all the functions and keywords we made, but I've really, really loved this mechanic. It feels a little bit like Buried Sandisk from Legends of Runeterra from Surima, but a lot cooler for me in parallel, and I think 5 of these relics could be very interesting to play with. And also portable singularity. I don't know, it's just a marble with a black hole. Feels real cool. And yeah, the last thing we talked about was the playing field. And to keep this video under 10 minutes, since it's very improv and we have the community call, I'll just skip through it. It's a very amazing thing that we got the playfield so soon. This version 1, there are a lot of things to be changed, to be improved on, and this also looks like an AR 3D type of test, and I'm not gonna shit on anything that can be easily proved, but I will talk about some specific few things. I would love to have the ability to click on my cards and make them bigger, or click on them and have them smaller like this. The same with the bank, is to be able to constantly see my opponent's bank and know what I'm seeing. I don't really need to see their hand, but I do need to be seeing their bank, especially if I have revealed cards on them. Also, on that note, on the visibility note, I do believe that if so these 2 creatures, Kamui Protector and Kamui Protector, for example, has upgrades on it, I can see these upgrades. So for me, again, from a visibility perspective, that it's really important for the competitive and the pro players, I do think that I should have some way to know what it has without clicking on it. Maybe, for example, if it has ocular implant, per se it's an Ogen core, I know, don't worry about it. It would say ocular on top, and if you have like 5 upgrades, you say ocular whatever, or some sort of way. I don't know, but that's just my opinion, my take on it. We have no idea what this peace pipe and this neutron bomb does here, so I'll leave that later. I do believe that the relics should be moved up. The deck should be visible to the bottom right, and the waist, or the or a little bit lower, a little bit bigger, and see the cards, since New Dawn reveals cards from both decks, the top card from both decks. So that's, for me, needs to be bigger. The end turn button needs to go all the way right and be a lot smaller. It doesn't need to be big. And definitely make the Paragons a little bit smaller. They feel too big yet again. And the playing field is fine. I just think that maybe instead of having the PD3 above the PD3, the playing field, maybe we should have like a more oomph, a little bit more of a terrain behind. Maybe that's just me, but I do love it. I think it's amazing that we got something. I love Neptonic for doing this. He's amazing. I love the Barrel team for sharing this. I'm not sitting on it for any reason. I love it. I'm trying to give some constructive criticism as to make it better for the future of the game. And of course, we can go in depth about this another time. But yeah, I believe this is all that we have on Junction Function. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining. If you want to join the next Junction Function coming out next week after Prime Proposal, talking about all the things gameplay related on the Prime Proposal on Friday. So it would probably be on the 28th. Make sure to join the Parallel Discord server. Make sure to, hit the notifications on, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.